Let me start by thanking the leadership of INEC for allowing us into your premises at very short notice. We have just concluded a meeting of the National Executive Council and extended stakeholders of Labour Party moments ago. The reason for the emergency meeting that we had was sequel to the Supreme Court judgment that was given on Friday, the 4th of April 2025. This judgment, which INEC is a party to as a plaintiff, and the major plaintiffs being the chairman of the Caretaker Committee, National Caretaker Committee, and the secretary. And of course, there was a cross appeal by the erstwhile chairman of Labour Party, Barrister Julius Abure. That judgment was to the effect that all the pronouncements of the lower courts, from the Federal High Court to the Court of Appeal, affirming Barrister Julius Abure as the chairman of Labour Party had been nullified, and that the party internal matters are not justiciable, that it is the leadership of the party that selects its leadership and those who will run the affairs of the party. You will recall that sometime last year, INEC had de-recognized the Abure-led National Working Committee. Sequel to that, that National Working Committee proceeded to the Federal High Court and got a judgment that seemed to have reinstated them. But before they went to the court, the leadership of the party had met on the 4th of September 2024 in Umuahia. We are recognizing the position because we had engagements and interface with INEC. We recognize the position that INEC was making, and we also had internal meetings where we found that INEC was correct in its position that the National Working Committee of the party their tenure had elapsed by the 8th of June 2024. As responsible party leaders, virtually everybody here sat down in Umuahia, and we felt that we should put in place an interim management, the National Caretaker Committee, to temporarily pilot the affairs of the party, go through the ward, local government and state congresses, the zonal congresses that would lead to the emergence of delegates that would eventually conduct the national convention. Shortly after that meeting, the court process started. As responsible citizens, we decided to wait out the court process. We didn't think it was appropriate for us to take the laws into our hands. And that is why the National Caretaker Committee ceased to carry out its functions. Now that the process is complete and the Supreme Court judgment had been delivered, we met as a body and decided to get back the National Working Committee to work. And we thought that the first institution to be told after Labour Party is INEC, and that's why we're here. We're also here with a certified true copy of the court judgment. I'm sure you may have followed some of the noise in our party in the last few days, trying to muddle up issues and confuse the pronouncement of the court. The 48-page certified true copy is here, and I will leave it with you. I also believe that you will be served in due course if you have not been served. But permit me to read just a few comments by the learned justice, which I think is very relevant to the discussion we are having today. And that is page 47 through 48. And it reads, the three issues submitted for determination are hereby jointly resolved in favor of the appellants. And the appellants are Senators Darlington Wokocha and Esther Nenade Osman. And of course, INEC. In summary, both the higher court and the court below have no jurisdiction to entertain the suits of the first respondent, which may relief, as the rules rightly observed, was inserted as relief number 5, as though it was an appendage. Consequent upon the foregoing, the decisions of both trial courts and the court below, recognizing Barrister Julius Aburi as the national chairman of the first respondent, are hereby set aside, and suit number FXC is hereby struck out for want of jurisdiction. In the same vein, the first respondent's cross appeal, and that's INEC. No, that's Labour Party under Aburi, is being an offshoot of the same judgment of the court below, is hereby dismissed. Before I am done, may I admonish political parties and their members to endeavor to always allow their constitutions, rules, regulations, and guidelines to guide them in choosing their officers as well as candidates. That way, incessant internal risks, which always find their way to God, should be reduced. If the constitution of a political party has prescribed duration for tenure of office of an officer such as this one, such officer should be humble enough to leave at the expiration of the tenure. In the final analysis, I find this appeal to be meritorious and is hereby allowed. Parties shall bear their respective course. Appeal allowed. And this is signed by Honorable Justice John Kokoro, Justice of the Supreme Court. So we are tendering this here this afternoon, and a resolution to arm the National Caretaker Committee to proceed with the arrangement of all the congresses leading to a national convention, so that the party will begin to run once more as a registered political party. It's instructive to note that in your website, you have Barrister Julius Aburi as the chairman of the party, but you do have a clause there that says court order. Since there is another court order, we call on you to remove his name and replace with distinguished Senator Esther Nenadi Osman. Having said that, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, commissioners, let me thank you once again for this opportunity and for listening to us. And I hereby present the documented resolutions to you.
We welcome you to the office of INEC. It is your office. Feel free to come in when you so desire. Our people say that when you see the toad in the afternoon running, it is either that it is pursuing something or that something is pursuing it. So when we saw you and we were told that you wanted to see us, we felt obliged to meet with you. And so we welcome you to our premises. I want to recall that on 2 occasions, we have made efforts through ADR to resolve the disputes in the Labour Party. But regrettably, our resolutions have not been obeyed. The resolutions that were attained even by officials of the party, they never stood by your resolutions. And so I believe that's one of the reasons why we are where we are today. I will use this occasion to remind all of us that our constitution is supreme, and the constitution of the party should be obeyed at all times. It should also guide our actions and whatever we do at all times. INEC is known to obey court judgments. We have always obeyed court judgments, and that is how the rule of law should be. And I'm happy that you actually acknowledge that on our website, we acknowledge the fact that the presence of the chairman of the Labour Party was by court order. Before I proceed, kindly allow me to explain that the chairman of the commission is not here. He's away on official duty. And as soon as we leave here, we will communicate with him. On our part, we have actually been struggling to get a copy, a CTC of the copy of the judgment that was delivered by the Supreme Court, which is what will guide our next line of action. And as soon as possible, we will meet. We have a copy here, but I'm sure our legal representatives are at the Supreme Court trying to get a CTC, which we will use. We will meet and take decisions on this matter. We will also communicate to the chairman the development that has taken place today. I will also want to use this occasion to reassure you that INEC would always be transparent. I thank you for your visit, and I assure you that you will hear from us in due course. Thank you.
Yes. I'll stand by you as you go. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. As a party, to submit to INEC the CTC of the recent Supreme Court judgment of the 4th of April on Labour Party issue with regards to his leadership, which has now been concluded by the highest court of the land.
Up to now, the Labour Party from the other faction is still claiming victory to the Supreme Court.
No
What is your
fashion
message
now,
to them?
After Supreme Court, don't bring in fashion at all. There's no fashion. Labour Party is now one. There's no fashion in Labour Party. Supreme Court has done it, and I want the press to help in building this democracy we all cherish by accepting the verdict of Supreme Court. Thank you.
Senator, distinguished.
Yes.
Distinguished.
Yes.
Can you tell us what is the fate of the Labour Party for now? What are you asking them to do? The caretaker committee.
The caretaker committee should proceed with the mandate given to them by the party. They have to go on and discharge their responsibilities to the party now. From every indication, we've been returned to where we were when we set up this caretaker committee. And the former chairman went to court to compel INEC to recognize him even after the expiration of his tenure. But the Supreme Court has set that aside. The INEC started dealing with him based on the directive given to them by the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal. Because it was Abure who dragged INEC to Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal, claiming that he is the rightful chairman of the party. And INEC, being obedient to the courts, started recognizing him again, even after INEC had come to a just determination that their tenure of office had expired and stopped recognizing them. So they dragged the INEC to court. That order was made. Now, the Supreme Court, the final court in Nigeria, has set aside the order made against INEC. So it means that he's no longer the chairman. INEC can no longer recognize him as chairman of the Labour Party. You've seen the broad spectrum of the party, stakeholders and leaders, P2B, Governor-elect Soti, all of us, the National Assembly members. About 20 members of the House of Reps came here today with 3 senators that attended the INEC meeting and the stakeholders meeting. And all of us came here. So I don't know if you, I was chairman of ABGA for 10 years. You know that a party can only function with a leadership recognized by its members. If you are claiming that you are chairman of Labour Party and the members of the party do not recognize you, it means that you are no longer chairman. And that's what Supreme Court emphasized, that it is the party that will determine its leadership, not the court. So he's hanging on to the court, and the court removed itself from him. So he has ceased to be the chairman of the party. Because if he calls a meeting, you won't see this caliber of people in the meeting he's calling in the name of Labour Party. So I will advise him as a former senior party administrator, because I advised them when this thing was breaking out to do the right thing. They refused to do the right thing. I advised them to do world congresses, local government congresses, state congresses, the national convention. They refused to do any of these. Up to today, they purportedly organized a convention where they returned themselves as leaders of the party, and they have not conducted the congresses from state to local government to the world. What party functions like that? So they contravened even the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, which requires every political party to renew its leadership every 4 years. Every 4 years. So apart from them that are claiming that they are national leaders of the party, down the line, no leadership of the party, because they've not conducted congresses at the ward, at the local government, at the state level. Despite the fact that they signed a consent judgment that they will do these things within 1 year after the alternative dispute resolution
organized for Labour Party by INEC here. So it was easy for INEC to determine that their tenure had elapsed. They said no, the Supreme Court had said so. So we'll go back to start from the scratch to build our party. And I will advise them not to drag this. Because if they are dragging this, it means that they want to kill the party. But the party members will not allow them to do so. If they want to contest in any of these positions again, they can come and contest. But not to come to the leadership of the party through the back door. That is what we resented, and that's what we objected to. Because they didn't do the right thing. They didn't follow the constitution of the party. They didn't follow the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is very important.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.